Right, suns and rising moons, fellow droids, welcome to the Not the Droids podcast. I'm Danny.
And I'm Mayuri, and today we are talking about Andor season 1, episode 11. I was like, we're getting real close to the end. Titled Daughter of Ferrix. When did this come out?
November 16th of 2022.
I was hoping for such a big end for Marva, like going out in a blaze of
I
glory.
was
I
watching it and
was
I'm like, no tunnels. No tunnels.
no tunnels. Also, I cried. I like teared up a little bit because of BMO. Was so
Mm,
sad.
love
So
you.
sad. I like that we started the episode in his point of view. Like you just see that he's hiding.
Poor B.
I
Uh,
know.
so Star Wars actually posted something about B today. I'm pulling it up to share with you. So this is random trivia from Andor. Uh, the design brief for B2EMO, was a cross between a Rubik's Cube and a toolbox,
That
which
makes
was
sense.
intended to evoke and behave like the Andor's family dog. His charging station was often referred to as a dog bed by the crew.
That's cute. That's what it looks like.
It does.
Yeah, it just makes this episode so sad because I don't know. I just felt so sad for BMO. And then at the same time you see Cassian struggling to be free, right? Like the scene where they were hanging off of the cliff
Mhm.
and the other guy just kept saying, just tell me that they're leaving.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, who knows how long they had to hang there to hide there. And we don't see any other prisoners.
No, everyone kind of went their own way, I think. Because even
And
at the end of the last episode, Cassian wasn't with any other prisoners except the one, because they were running in a very different direction.
mhm,
But you figure a lot of these prisoners are heading towards like the city, which is probably the first place they're going to
yeah,
get them. Like,
they're probably rounding them up.
yeah.
But yeah, that's where it's just knowing that Marva is dead and seeing Cassian fight to get to his freedom.
Yeah.
And then when he finally did, we'll talk about that, but when he finally did and he called home, that was also heartbreaking to be like, tell her that I'm sorry and that I'm coming back.
And that she'd be
Like,
proud of me and poor B, he's like, you said I can go with you. And but
Brasso feels he's so despondent. And
yeah.
it's just they're emptying the Daughters of Ferrix is the what the Daughters of the Revolution or whatever they have on
Yeah,
Gilmore
that's
Girls,
what I
that ladies club.
Yeah, they're like the
um
ladies club is requiring B's assistance.
yeah, I think I it was nice to hear that they were going through and cleaning everything out and
Yeah.
saving stuff for Cassian.
Yes.
You hear them say I think Cassian would like that.
Yeah.
But to see everything empty and BMO just refused to leave
Yeah.
is so sad. And that's like a dog, right? Like that's what a dog would do if their owner died, refuse to leave home, continuously wait for them.
We get a glimpse of Cinta.
She's working at the pub across the
Yeah, we
street and
just
she's watching
see
everything.
like, yeah,
I
that's
ironically, her and the ISB agent are legitimately watching from the same place.
yes.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Well, they talk about the funeral too, right? So
They
it's
get
such
turned into
a
bricks.
which is an interesting tradition, but I guess on this planet would make sense.
But it's also like kind of cool because that means like when you die, you're still part of your community because you're
I
building.
know that kind of like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that.
No, I kind of
And it's a
like that.
2 day it's like a 2 day thing.
Well, because they say like she was a significant member of
Yes.
on Ferrix, right? Like she's part of this group, ladies group. Um, but the interesting thing is it's like they're setting a trap. They're
Yeah.
very intentionally setting a trap because they usually deny this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she knows that if Cassian hears about this at all, he's gonna come.
Yes.
And so that's why she's just like, I mean, Detra is pretty smart. I hope. So,
Yes.
like, they're going to have the funeral in the next episode. And I think everybody is going to come together for it.
And that's how
That's,
Cassian gets back to Ferrix.
yeah. So it's a whole thing. But, like, we start, like, going to Coruscant and how everyone's like, the mother has died. And everyone's just like still trying to find Andor. And I'm still dying that all these
Mhm.
people are trying to look for him and he was in prison this whole
Yeah.
time. Whole
Yep.
time.
And now Vel is at the shop.
Yeah. This shop lady is mean. I don't like her.
I think she has reason to. I know she's being mean, but like she's also trying to protect their cover. And she's straight up like, we don't do it this way. Like, there's a reason that they have gone unnoticed for so long.
But I think they're starting to take risks, right? Like they're getting noticed.
Well, I think our guy Rail
Luthen?
Luthen, I knew his last name, I couldn't remember his first name, is taking more risk and he is the one that's causing them to get noticed, but she is still keeping as much as she can.
She's trying to keep it under the radar.
Yeah, but he's the one making these like
Yeah.
rash, big, bold decisions that will ultimately get him caught.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole like rich girl situation.
Yeah.
We find out what's going on with the daughter. Turns out she's a traditionalist
Mm-hmm.
and like against the will of her mom and her aunt, who are like, what? Like
I
we grew
think instead of Lita being a rebel, she knows her mom's a rebel. Because the look she gave her mom when she saw Vel, she was like so excited to see Vel, and the dirty look she gave her mom, I'm like, she knows her mom's up to some shady stuff.
Yeah, but that's where it's just like it's really funny to think about that because like these two grew up in the Chandran traditions and they were like, you're not going to do that for your daughter, like obviously. And when Valley's like, what is this? And she's like, she went out, found the priest, is holding
The
Bible
only thing,
study,
the only thing she shows up to on time, it's like it's all her.
and she's the one pushing it. So like that's where I'm just like, actually, I don't know that she would argue against a betrothal to
Yeah,
that guy's son.
yeah,
Because if she is such a traditionalist, like she's turning 13, like she's starting to become, I guess, of age
yeah,
by their tradition. And so and I like that Belle goes like, is it your husband? Is it you? And she's like, no, it's neither of us.
yeah.
Like neither of us are guiding her on this. We're not helping her. She's doing it herself.
Yep.
Um but yeah, and that's where I think it's funny because like they're both rebels
Yeah.
and their daughter is just like going the other way.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Um,
then we go
but
back
yeah,
to
I
our friend Cyril. My ears hurt
don't
from
like
that
him.
scene. It was really a struggle.
Loud.
It was so loud and I could not focus. And I know like that was kind of the point, but it was like too much. And I'm like, I can't like my brain was like, you can't keep watching this scene. It was
Sometimes the ASMR from this show is too much. Like
Mhm.
even when he was like going through to get money from his locked drawer, it was
Yeah.
so loud.
Mhm.
And I was like, why? I mean, good to see the other like fallen comrade who's just working on an oil rig, I guess,
Yeah.
is what it seems like. But the fact that he called Cyril to give him that piece of information that, oh, they're setting a trap, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's how Cyril's gonna go. He's gonna go AWOL and
So
show up on
our
Ferrix.
entire party is getting back together on Ferrix.
And I wonder if Luthen. Here's the thing: does Luthen know that Bix has been captured? Because Bix has seen Luthen's face,
Mm-hmm.
and his very thing is that they have, what is it? They said that Cassian has him in his head.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's where like they're asking Bix if these people are the contact. So they're actively trying to figure out who is Luthen, who
Yeah.
is Axis. And they're using her to do it because she's seen his face. And I
Yeah.
wonder if they don't know that they have her. Because I feel like that would be an
No,
issue.
but I feel like Cinta would have reported that. But it's not like they can just go like storm the place.
I know, but I feel like they would talk about it at least that like Bix is there.
I don't think Bix is like a concern of theirs. I think he's super concerned about it because Bix had little, like she's seen him, but does not have like a lot of information on him. And she didn't know if like that was her actual contact or if it was like someone that was sent or because she
I know,
can't
I
like really
think
give more info. Cassian can give more information because he actually spent some time with him.
but she can identify him. And I want
Yes.
that's what I thought was the issue is that
Hmm.
he can be identified by
Yes.
certain people.
Yes.
And so that's where, and I also wonder if Cinta doesn't know that Bix is important.
I
Because
think
I also feel like Bix got picked up before Cinta and Vel
Mhm.
were really on the planet. No, no, they were there. No, they
Yeah.
saw her.
Yeah,
So
they were.
that's where I'm like, I don't know if they know that Bix has had contact with Luthen.
So, yeah, they might not know that part that Bix was the initial contact.
So like they wouldn't know that if she got picked up that that would be important.
Yeah. So,
So that's where I'm just kind of like it's like all getting there. So like I hope we kind of leave Mothma a little bit behind. Like
yeah.
I get the storyline is getting somewhere, but I don't like care
Hmm.
to be honest. Like it's still not interesting to me. I get it, but it's just like it's going so slowly. And I feel like because they're going back and forth just so many different storylines that like
Yeah.
this one is not getting enough airtime to really flesh itself out.
Yeah. And part of it might be they're waiting till everyone's back on Ferrix to really do anything because it's going to have to come to a head
Yeah.
when they're all on the same planet.
And so that's where I'm like, I'm also wondering if they're just setting it up so that like all of these time jumps will then be important,
Yeah.
her role
Yeah.
um in them. But I don't know. It's there's so many things going on.
There's a
Um
lot happening.
the stuff with Luthen almost getting caught. My favorite was when he just decided to stop pretending. He's like, this is not gonna work. And
Yeah.
the other guy was just gonna do it, like board his ship as a training exercise, even though it got authenticated. He was like, we need the training. It's
Yeah.
fine. We'll just do a boarding.
Yeah.
Um, and
Wild.
when his ship pulled up with like the tractor beam intercepts, and the look on that guy's face, because they were like, what kind of ship is that? Like, I wouldn't expect that from that ship.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And I'm like, well, that sucks. Their main tractor beam is gone. But at the same time, like the amount of forethought in that ship, knowing that he'll probably get caught in a tractor beam and having all of this stuff ready,
Yeah.
that ship must be worth a fortune.
I also like enjoyed though they're like, what is he doing? He can't outrun us. Like he can't like do anything for us. And then they were like,
And they were like, oh no. And then he left them in the dust.
yes.
The can, can we talk about the laser the laser beam situation where he had two lasers shooting out of his strip? And then he just like, I was like, that's so cool. And then he just like left them in the dust and
Just
like, peace out. Thought you had me.
yeah, but this is how he has survived so long. But I think he's getting
Yeah.
too rash that it's gonna have to something.
Well, but at this point, they've survived, so they know that that class of ship is now his ship.
Well, and it's also like an identifiable ship in a way. So,
That's why I was like, but like, so what he was on that planet for, by the way, can we talk about it? That whole
mhm.
situation where he basically tells Guerrera that, like, who to not go help Krieger. And
Yeah,
Guerrera's like, what the hell? And
yeah,
that is so interesting to see the like dynamic between those two. And then he made Guerrera make the decision like, you can go help him and burn my guy, or you can just let him die for the greater good.
wild,
That whole situation was just like,
wild.
and where he said, we'll call it, well, when he was like, the greater, I don't know that we'll call it the greater good. And he's like, we'll just call it war. And I was like, I wonder if this is like, because they're teaming up and they're both on the same side here, he's trusting Luthen's information
Yeah,
and all of that stuff. Where like this is the start of them coming together finally, right? Like they're not two different factions, two different. They're actually agreeing on a course of action.
yeah.
So I wonder if this is finally the start of what Luthen wanted.
We will see. And then we meet our alien friends in Cassian because Cassian gets caught.
That was a funny scene. It wasn't even his fault. It was that stupid guy
Yeah, it wasn't
who
his fault.
literally Cassian was so like there's things. They got caught in that disgusting web.
Hmm.
I like that you could kind of hear what they were like you could kind of
Yeah,
understand what they were saying, but kind of not. And I really enjoyed that they finally were like, fuck the oh, sorry. They were finally like, I hate the Empire. So
yeah.
if you're a prisoner of the Empire and trying to escape. We got you, boo. Where do you want to go? And then they end up in Cassian's money pad, which I just love because I was like, he had to go back there. That's where all of his money is.
Yeah. It's also like when the guy's like, we have to split up, like we can't be together. Be like, dude, why didn't you just be so before you guys had to swim around in these nets?
Before, but also that guy came to that conclusion, right? Because
Yeah.
he knew that Cassian was trying to call his mom, and he doesn't know that Cassian's mom died. But he's the one who was like, actually, I think we should reduce the risk, split up,
Yep.
and like figure it out. And Cassian's like, "Yep, you could see it in his head." He's like, "I gotta go home.
Yep.
It's time."
It is time.
But yeah.
But we're all going back to Ferrex.
And this is where I'm like, is Cassian the one who's gonna go in the tunnels to get her out? I'm
I mean,
I'm obsessed with these
you're
tunnels,
obsessed with these
Daddy.
tunnels. I don't know if these tunnels are going to actually come into play.
I don't know why. I'm just obsessed with these. Why would they say it? I want something good to come out of all of this Marva nonsense. Like she was convinced that these tunnels still got them into the hotel.
Yeah.
And so if that's like Cassian's gonna come back and Brasso's gonna say, like, this is what she's been doing, and he's gonna find out that Bix is under like imperial interrogation, which by the way, poor Bix looks horrid.
She's
She
rough.
looks she looks rough. Like she's going
It
crazy.
is rough.
Um going crazy. Standing at the wall. This poor girl. And so that's why I'm just like, I just need someone to rescue her.
Yep.
Come on. It's gonna be Cassian.
It's going to be because there's no one, anyone else we would have seen them planning. It's going to be Cassian. He's going to get there, find out everything that's going on.
I wonder if BMO knows what Marva was doing. Like he has her
Oh,
notes.
I bet BMO knows. But I also don't necessarily believe Marva was able to do anything.
Yeah.
She
But
seemed a
Cassian's
little like loosey-goosey at that point.
so Val is going. I don't think Luthen's gonna end up there. That's fine. Um, but do you think that Cinta and Val would help Cassian get Bix
I
if
think
they
so.
know?
I think so. I think in the end they may work together to get because Cassian can't do it by himself. I'm sorry, but Cassian's like planning is very seat of the pants, and getting her out is not going to work that way.
Well, because also Cassian is sus AF. Like he's so bad
Also,
at
this whole
being
entire
a
planet knows
spy.
what he looks like and that they're searching for him.
That's true. But he's gonna see Cinta and he's gonna know.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he's gonna know that they're there essentially to kill him.
I think he's assumed that he is in the not in their good graces, even though he told them to give him a message that he was like, I did my part, I'm done.
Yeah.
But the most we can do is wait until our next episode. So,
But there's only one episode, and then we have to wait until the new season drops.
which is
And
only a few weeks. We're okay.
I know there's poor people who waited like a year and a half. Um,
No, these came out in 2022.
oh, 2.5 years. Jesus. I'm kind of glad I never watched it.
Yeah, the last episode aired the end of November 2022.
Yikes.
So, we're not the droids you're looking for.
But where are the droids you're gonna get?